Hi,
Hey there, how are you?
I'm Nancy Herkness, and you're Susan Carlisle. We're being very casual tonight. So,
Yeah,
this Zoom session is being recorded and it will be posted on YouTube. There's no one here but us, so we're not worried about anybody's picture being seen but ours. So, we're good, right? So, this is episode 5 of Pulling Back the Curtain, and we're very delighted to be here. Susan, you have some pretty exciting book news. Let's hear about.
I have a new book coming out in September on the 2nd, an Irish vet in Kentucky, and I'm gonna get it in the frame a little bit. And it's a companion dual book to Falling for the Trauma Doc. So this is a lot of fun, and I was excited about it. And so it will be out then. Go out and pre-order, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
And-
so excited about reading it because, of course, it stars a vet. My
Yeah.
daughter, my daughter is a veterinarian, and I, in fact, I was counting in my head, 3 books where the main character is a veterinarian. So
Oh,
obviously,
really?
I enjoy veterinarians in romance. So I am very excited about reading that book. Can't wait.
Well, there's a lot of horse vetting in it, naturally, because it's right before the Kentucky Derby. But and I enjoyed riding that, and I had visited a couple of horse farms in Kentucky, racehorse farms, and so I got to really call on that information. So that was lots of fun.
Very
So
cool.
I know you've got great news. Tell us what's going on.
Well, actually, I have a lot of sale news. It's August, so everything's on sale, right? I guess. So the first thing is Royal Kaleva Gabrielle is on sale on Kindle for $2.99. Don't you want this guy on your book?
Yeah, I do want that
Right?
guy.
You want him on your
Very nice.
Kindle, right? That's
Yes,
that's Gabrielle, and he's very hot, as you can
yes.
see. So he's also on sale on audio. Woohoo! Now he
Ah,
happens to be, it says 60% off. He's actually 75% off now.
oh,
They raised the sale, they lowered the price. It's only $7.50. And the links are in the comments if you want to buy him. And Royal Caleva Luis is also on sale in audio. He is 50% off. So I think it's $12.50 for him on audio. And the same narrator does both the books. His name is Nick Mills, and he's very good with the foreign words because there are a lot of foreign words and names in these books. And I got to say, I give him huge credit for that because it's not so easy. Especially because some of them I made up, like Kaleva, the name of the country, is a completely made up word. So, yeah, so he does a great job. So I highly recommend grabbing audio copies of those books while they're cheap. Get some royalty cheap, right? So
I have them.
what?
I have them on my Kindle. Gabrielle, I've read, and Luis actually is my next one up. I had to slide one in between it, but that's my next up on my
Oh, I'm very
agenda.
flattered. Thank you. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Gabrielle was a really long book, so it took a
Yeah,
while to read that one, I'm sure. You'll be happy to know Louise is a little bit shorter. So
well, I liked Gabrielle, so I was.
wonderful. Thank you. Um, Tell us what you're working on now.
Ooh, I'm still working on the one that takes place in Yosemite Park, and I have not made as much headway as I would like. I've gotten tied up with the M&M conference, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
taken way more time than I want. But I want to remind everybody that Married for the Boss's Baby, the baby in Married for the Boss's Baby, is the heroine in the book I'm currently working on. And it is a lot of fun to do that because you get to see that baby grow up. And despite the angst that she may have, she does still love her parents, but or else parents, her brother, he's actually her brother, half brother, that has raised her. But anyway, I'm real excited, and I've got them out on a camping trip. She's never camped in her life, and she's a trooper, but there's going to be some interesting things happening. So, you know how it is when you start the first of the book, you kind of you're like slugging through
Oh,
it. Like,
God, do I know how that is.
yes, and I'm almost to the non-slugging part where it kind of picks up
Oh,
and gets
good.
going.
So,
So,
wait, so she's the baby from that other book. So do you
well,
get to see, but evidently she's estranged from her parents? It sounds
no,
like.
well, she learns that she's not really, she's been raised as a more of the daughter of her stepbrother than she has been. He was grown when the dad had him or had her, and the dad and mama passed away, and
Oh,
the brother took
were
her.
they the hero and heroine in the,
Yeah,
but they're
well,
dead
yeah,
now?
yeah.
Oh,
No, 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 no. The mom and dad, the mom and dad of him and the baby. Well, that's still not right. It's really, really confusing. The dad married the girlfriend of the girl that's the girl's stepbrother. And when they both died in an automobile accident, the stepbrother took his half sister in and raised her as his child.
oh,
But
so he was the hero of the book.
he was the hero.
Oh, now I get
Yeah.
it. Okay.
And he
Oh, so you
needed,
get to see him again. That's fun.
yeah, well, yes, technically you do. And they kind of kept that from a secret from her for a long time.
Ah, okay.
And she realizes, and with that, uh, she's kind of been really been pampered, not by her doings, by theirs, and because they have a really strong name in town. So yeah, it's a really convoluted thing, and I got it part of it from a TV show because
Ooh.
yeah, the TV show started out with that background, and I said, well, what
Uh,
if that mom and dad had passed away? And so, and the dad was slimy because the dad married his girlfriend, so, and
gotcha. Oh, wow. That's,
yeah, lots of feelings involved.
yeah, lots going
Yeah,
on there. I can see why that would make a good conflict. But
yeah,
and I
so,
think it's funny that you're sending them camping because the book I'm working on, they're camping. What is
yeah,
it with camping? We have camping on the brain. It's so funny.
yeah, I guess so. And the thing is, I was raised camping, but there's a whole world that idea is camping is the Holiday Inn Express instead of the Ritz. That's just not their
Right.
thing.
Yeah, I used to go Girl Scout camping and
Yeah.
loved it. Loved it.
Oh
I
yeah.
would not camp now for $1 million because I need my hot shower and I need my nice bed. But I used to just as a kid, I thought it was the best thing ever. In fact, I always volunteered for latrine duty because
Uh-huh.
it was the easiest part. It was the easiest job you could get because it's a latrine, right? It was
Yeah.
wooden seats. So
Yeah.
you literally took your can of Lysol and you sprayed down the seat and you took a broom and swept the leaves out of the latrine. You were done. And, oh,
Yeah.
you made sure there was toilet paper. And you made sure there was toilet paper. That was
Yeah.
all you had to do. And yeah, it didn't smell good, but I was done in 15 minutes. And then everybody else was like scrubbing dishes and yeah,
No, 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 no.
gathering firewood. And I'm just lounging back and going, yeah, I'm done. I've done latrine duty.
Our family still does camp and
Wow.
extended family, and we cook over the fire. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah.
all the meals and the I like to sleep in a tent. If I had my choice, I wouldn't even sleep in a tent. I mean, I like
Wow.
outside, and so the and we have a uh, a toilet to outside toilet and all of that sort of stuff, but no shower. We
Right. No
have
showers. No.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if it but there's a creek nearby, so if you're really desperate or, you know, take a wash rag to yourself enough to say, "Ooh, I cleaned up my face anyway."
Well, my theory is everybody smells bad, so it doesn't matter, right?
Well, isn't that the truth? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now I do count on my hair smelling for 3 days like a fire. There's
Yes. Oh
no
God,
way.
yes. Well, that probably keeps the mosquitoes away. That's my theory.
Yeah,
Keeps the
well, that's
mosquitoes
true. That
away, right?
helps.
You smell
Yeah,
like
yeah.
smoke, the bugs go away. So
Oh,
it's not a
yeah.
bad thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I give you credit for still camping. I would not do so. I mean, when Rebecca, my daughter and I went to Africa, South Africa on safari, we went camping, only it was glamping. I mean, literal, they were
Yeah.
tents on
Yeah.
platforms, you know, but seriously, there was one of them in one of the reservation, you know, wildlife reserves we went to, where the shower in our tent
Uh-huh.
was bigger than the one in my bathroom. I mean, it was huge, this shower, just huge. And I was like, oh yeah, we're camping, hardy har har. I mean, the only, you know, the monkeys would walk through our camp, the giraffes would wander through the camp, but we weren't really camping, I got to admit.
But
There
that
was
sounds
no,
like
I
great
will say,
fun.
so we were there in the winter and there was no heat in the tent. So they literally gave you a hot water bottle to put in your bed. That was your heat.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, it was cool. Very cool. Getting out of bed in the morning was not so fun. Once you had your clothes on, it was fine. But that
Yeah.
first
That
climbing out of bed was like, oh, this is really not a good thing. But
pull those clothes. You're supposed to put those clothes in bed with you and pull them on as
well,
before you get out of
actually
bed.
we did finally figure that out and did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Yeah.
just
At
like,
least get your socks on.
yeah. Oh God, we slept in the socks. Are you kidding? Wow. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling very sympathetic with you about the slogging thing because, you know, I'm working on Royal Kaleva Raoul now, which is the prince's story. And I have literally started it over 3 times. This is my third start over. And I think it's finally working. But I had to sit down and, like you, I gave my character a lot of conflicts. He has a lot of issues. And I had to sit down and literally write a list of all of them just to get them straight in my head. And then I sort of started being able to move forward again and get them onto the camping trip. But I've rewritten the introductory scenes to that 3 times now. And I not even rewritten, just literally thrown them away and started over again. It's been not fun, right? It's not.
No, that isn't fun. That is not fun at all.
But I am finally moving forward again. Thank the Lord.
Well,
Although talk to me next week. I probably won't feel the same way. Alas.
go check in with you on that to say
Yeah,
that.
really. So, but I hope your book continues to move along smoothly.
Well, I've got to say, okay, this is a priority here and sit down and do it like I should. And I want to have it done in just a few weeks because before the conference starts and all of that starts, I want it at least down to me editing it. Because if I can get something on the page, I can go gangbusters, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah, always easier to edit. It's not as much fun, but it's easier, definitely.
yeah, well, and if I can get that first initial thing out and get it in some kind of order, I'll do all right. But most of it's sitting my butt in the chair and doing it. So,
Put
but
butt in chair, put fingers on keyboard, right? Yeah.
exactly.
Right. Well, you've been
Exactly.
just a little busy, I will say.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. So,
Right.
I'm
So we don't have any
um,
guests, so I guess there's no point to playing book trivia, right? Oh well.
yeah. I how about done this summer?
Yeah, tell us what you've done this summer because you have been you're well, not even what you're done, what you're about to do is insane.
About to do, yeah. But I I spent some time at the lake, but I watched 2 weeks of the Olympics. How about you? I promised myself every year I am not going to get tied up in this, and there I go.
I have to confess, I didn't watch any of the Olympics.
Ah,
I watched,
did
you know, I
good.
watched on YouTube the opening on
Mhm.
YouTube, and I watched, you know, the pommel horse guys performance on YouTube and Simone Biles on YouTube, but I didn't watch the actual Olympics. They actually make me nervous, you know, because I'm like, are they gonna fall off? Are they gonna, you know, not win? I mean, I get really tense, so I can't do it. I have to wait until after it's over.
Now my favorite is synchronized swimming, and well, it's not called synchronized swimming anymore. It's called, gosh, they gave it a similar name to that, but it's not. But the American girls won third, the bronze doing that, and they're just, they're going at it as hard as they can underwater, and it's just gorgeous. I just like, and then I like the duets as well.
And
We
what's
didn't do as,
that
yeah,
duet? Is that in the water too?
uh-huh, uh-huh. They have the eight people do it as a
I've
group,
seen
and
that,
then they have
right.
the duets. And but anyway, but I got caught up. Now I like the water sports. I watch the gymnastics, and they make a big deal of that, so you don't really left a choice. But I like the water sports. I was watching men's water polo. Know nothing, absolutely nothing about it. And
I
but
like
anyway.
I like the dressage. I like the horses.
Oh
Right,
yeah. Oh
right,
yeah. They pulled in famous people, or movie stars and all this sort of stuff to do the Olympics. Part of it, the announcing for that. They had Snoop Dogg
I saw
and,
those pictures of Martha
and
Stewart, right?
yes. And I did not get to see it, but I heard they did a great job. And Martha Stewart, she likes horses and does the dressage.
Yeah, she knows what
I
she's doing.
wished I had, I may have to go back and YouTube on that. But now I did watch the dressage a good bit because I like that. That's, you know, and I even saw the dressage when they came to Atlanta in 96.
Like
That
in
was,
person, you saw it?
yeah, that was one of the things we had tickets to, was the dressage. And we had to go way across Atlanta to see it, but we saw it. And the kids weren't as enamored with it as I was. Plus, come on, August in South in Georgia is like the wrong time of the year to have anything going on outside
Right.
anyway. So, but anyway, I spent 2 weeks of watching the Olympics and in a ridiculous amount. But then I have a bunch of trips planned ahead, couple of conferences, and then Harlequin is having their 75th anniversary of doing publishing books, and they're having a party for the authors, current authors in Toronto. So we've got a weekend of fun and games in that, and
And
I,
Harlequin always throws really great parties.
yeah,
They know how to throw a party, Harlequin, right?
yes, yes, they are. And I've been fishing around for a dress, and I was not going to make one. And I tried on what I had, and I didn't like that. And I thought, well, I won't be able to go for the 70 or the 150th, and I might ought to get it. So, and I couldn't find any material. So I've ordered some material offline, which is not what I normally do at all, because I am a touchy-feely person about my material. But I'm fairly confident in what I got, and did not spend a boatload of money at it. So if I just spent a pile of money. So I bought a rose print taffeta. Not a heavy taffeta, but a lighter a taffeta. And I've got a pattern that is a vintage 60s dress that is fitted A-line and has a little bit of a sleeve, but it has a collar that goes around and kind of ties in the back. So it has a little bit of oomph to it.
Sounds
And
beautiful. What color roses? Red, pink?
no, it's black on black.
Oh,
The
black and
the
white.
party is a black and white party.
Oh, they're really into that black and white, don't they? Always they used to always do the black and white ball at
Right. They
conference. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that pretty regular at the
Oh,
well,
okay.
the last one I went to was when they first that I mean was a black and white, and it was at the Ritz-Carlton in downtown New York City. So it was in the
Amazing. I always wanted to write for Harlequin just so I could go to their parties because they looked so. I'd see the pictures and go, "Wow, that's
oh
amazing."
yeah, they really have nice parties.
Yeah.
And but I can't decide whether to put a white collar on my dress or not, or just leave it all black. So I'm gonna get it kind of together and then put a
Right.
piece of it around.
Experiment, right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
So,
wow, that is so
but,
cool. I'm in awe that you make your own dress
yeah,
because
so well,
I didn't
and
have
that,
a
that was
clue how to do that.
that was not what I was going to fit into the few weeks I had, but
Yeah, really. God. How is the planning for Moonlight Magnolias going? I'm so sad I won't be there.
oh,
Everything.
we're gonna miss you too. Really well, really. We've had a couple of glitches here, but that's par for the course. But we've deglitched it, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really good. And the we're down to all the emails every day. People are getting closer to asking
Right,
questions
right.
and that sort of stuff. So that
Now you
feels
moved you
very
moved
much.
hotels, right? Where is the new hotel?
It is in Norcross where we met at the Hilton. It's across the road from the Hilton.
Oh, okay.
So
Got
it's a Crown Plaza, and I'm really at one hotel. The people survey will say, "Oh, there's too much walking." Another hotel, there's not this. We don't have hardly any walking. I mean, like they can make 30 steps and be at the next door. You know,
Wow.
they
Wow.
don't have to. They don't have a bunch of that, and we're hoping the food is good, but we don't control the food.
No, I know
So
you
you
don't.
know
You just
that.
have to cross your fingers and hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's usually an ongoing nightmare anyway.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited. I am, and the
Well, I
I'm
know
al-
it will be wonderful. I am sure because
I think we've had Nancy Nagel is going to be filling in for Dorinda
I
Jones.
love
So,
Nancy.
and Nancy is
Best.
really all right, and not that Dorinda's not that, but the Dorinda's really sick,
Oh
and
no, really?
yeah, and so she
Sorry.
she had to, or we felt like she needed to not make it this year, and
Oh, so
at the
sorry.
the last minute. So Nancy was sweet enough to fill in for us.
And
So
she'll be fantastic.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
just
and I started with Montlake at almost exactly the same time. So we first met at, God, what was it? Book Expo in New York City.
uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
Montlake did this, Amazon Publishing had a huge booth, which of course nobody does anymore. And Nancy had been self-publishing her for just one book, Sweet Tea and Secrets. And she had done so well with it as an independent
Uh,
that Montlake had bought it, you know,
oh,
and brought
okay.
it out themselves, which is saying a lot. And the other thing, I was so in awe of Nancy because she got this huge award at Book Expo for being like the marketer of the year for independent authors. And I
Yeah.
was just like, oh my gosh, this woman's
Yeah.
incredible. And I haven't changed my mind. I still think she's incredible.
Oh, I do too. And I said she has the best smile,
Oh
and
yeah.
then she giggles. So so
Well,
and
give her a big hug from me, please.
I sure will. So, but Vanessa Vale is doing our workshops, and instead of having a whole day long workshop, we've broken it up to a half a day on Thursday, a half a day on Friday, and
Oh, that's
then
a good idea.
the workshops in the hour long workshops in the
Right, the
afternoon.
shorter ones, yeah.
Yes, and people wanted to do, said they didn't have enough time to meet people in their own genre. So on Thursday for lunch, we're having about box lunch. People are supposed to go sit with their
Oh,
genre,
nice. What a great idea.
and give them a chance to meet them and mingle with that. So we did. It's all basically still there, just repackaged,
Gotcha.
and all. So,
Well, I wish you all the success in the world, and I'm sure, as I said, that it will be terrific, so.
well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, but but anyway, and I'm gonna we're still on here, but I'm gonna tell you one more story. The story I was gonna tell you, because it's 7:30. The about publishing being a small world.
Oh, yes, yes, I wanna hear this.
My mother has pine tree farms. And we were in Tennessee, in West Tennessee, little town, small town. And she has a forester who managed the her trees and her farms. And Mama's very proudly, oh, Susan is writing romance novels for, Harlequin, she tells him. And I've known this man since I was 16. So, I
Okay.
mean, long time. And he kind of leans forward in his chair and he said, I have an aunt who says she's a pretty big deal in the romance publishing world, but we don't really believe her or anything. And would do you think you might know her or whatever? And so well, I don't know. I said, well, who is she? And he says, well, she really says that she's big deal, but I don't believe we just really don't know. I said, who is she? He says, Deb Dixon.
Oh no.
And
Wow.
I said, oh yeah, I know Deb Dixon. And I've been in her class. I know
Full
her
motivation
before.
and conflict. GMC.
Yeah. And I said, let me assure you, she is a big deal and in the romance publishing world. And so anyway, he said, I'm going to call her just as soon as you leave. So a year goes by and the Nationals comes to Atlanta and Deb is doing a workshop. And I went in and waited till she was done. And I walked up to the desk and I said, I'm Susan Carlisle. And I said, and I know, such and such is my family's forester. And I said, and you owe me big time because your family now thinks you're as important as you are. And since then, Deb and I have been really, really good friends.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
But that's how small the world is because I mean, never in a million years this forester that I've just known forever
No,
and
I mean, who'd
just
have thunk?
yeah,
Right.
and that would have ever have thought that Deb Dixon was, so that I remind people that, the writing world is very small. You never know
Oh,
who
yeah.
you come up on. Yeah. So
So true.
yeah.
So I have to share two things.
All
The,
righty.
the first is this beautiful bowl, and I'm going to spill it. I don't know how to make this.
Oh, but doesn't it look pretty?
It is watermelon gazpacho with a little bit of cilantro on top.
Okay.
And I made this today. I got inspired because it was such a beautiful day. And people will laugh because I never make anything. I hate to cook. And granted, you don't have to cook this because it's cold. It's cold gazpacho. But just to prove that I do occasionally make something. But this is a recipe from Barbara O'Neill, who writes absolutely fabulous books. I happen to have this one. I have most of her books on my Kindle, but I found this signed copy. Oh, yeah, it's signed.
I've read Barbara. Yeah.
I love, 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 love her stuff. See, it's a signed copy. So this is a really good one of hers, The Art of Inheriting Secrets. I think my absolute favorite is When We Believed in Mermaids, but I only have that on my Kindle, so I couldn't hold that up.
Oh, yeah.
But this soup tastes like a summer garden. It is so good and so refreshing. So you puree watermelon, and that's what the red part is.
Mhm.
And then it has cucumbers, pepper, what else? Cherry tomatoes, cilantro, obviously, more chunks of watermelon. I feel like and scallions, and then some lime juice. So the recipe is actually on Facebook if you're interested.
Yeah,
I put the link to it in the chat so you can read the recipe. But
good. I'm gonna
I
get
just
it.
have to prove that I do occasionally make food for myself. And then the other thing I wanted to do was give you a tour of my patio, which I'm going to try and do by sharing my screen. So let me see if I can do this. And
And it is a fabulous patio. I've been on a small journey on that with that.
yeah. All right. Hang on. All right. There it is. But how do I share my screen?
Um,
Zoom and share. Here we go. screen. Oh, wait, entire screen? Share. Okay, are you seeing it?
I am not. Well, all I see is now I do. Now I do.
Okay, great. All right. So it's a video, so I'm gonna narrate as we go along.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you gonna narrate as we?
Yes. So I'm not sure. I don't know if there's sound or not. You may have to turn, and it sounds off. Okay, here we go. So I'm walking, where to go? It's just here. It's thinking evidently.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm walking out my kitchen sliding doors.
Uh-huh.
And this is the meager furniture that I have. So this used to be this horrible cement patio with a deck, a small deck, and ripped all that out. Oh, and there was this like drunken willow tree that leaned to the left all the time
Uh-huh.
and shed branches everywhere. So I ripped all that out. And so these are the new steps going down to my driveway and my garage. They used to be
Oh,
also slightly drunken. They were at all different levels. This is my lantana where a hummingbird comes and visits me every evening. We sit and commune in the evenings.
it's
And then,
huge. That's great.
yeah, and those are sky pencil hollies, those shrubs. And this is
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Yoshino cherry tree. And then as you can see, there's a little more work to be done because I have to reseed the lawn because I ripped all that up. New sidewalk. The sidewalk's brand new. It also used to be this like beaten up old cement thing. I also have to get the fence repaired because they took sections of it out so they could get their heavy equipment in. And I have to get some new fencing on the patio because over on that far side, it's not code now because the raised.
Oh, okay.
I have to add fencing to the raised part, basically.
Okay.
So, and I have these nice little seating walls so you can sit and, entertain if I ever entertain, which
I
doesn't
like
happen.
the way they go in and they go.
They're like steps, right? Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they zigzag.
Yeah.
So coming back up toward my kitchen, as you say, I'm going to need to get some more furniture for this. And those, if you're wondering what those two pails are, they're for birdseed. I feed lots of birds.
Oh, okay.
And chipmunks and squirrels, mostly so the cats will have something to entertain them.
Yeah.
So that's my new patio.
Well, it is absolutely gorgeous. So what kind of furniture? You got something in mind for it?
Well, I'm actually just going to add to this same kind. I like this black metal wrought iron furniture because it's absolutely maintenance free, basically. And you don't have to put cushions on it for it to be comfortable. You
Right.
can, all right, let me unshare my screen. There. So I'm going to get more pieces of that, like a love seat and a couple of more chairs and a coffee table and just add to the collection, basically.
Right.
Because I've looked at other furniture. What I really wanted was that fake wicker,
Yeah.
but you need cushions. I can't find anything that doesn't require cushions in the fake wicker, but so looks like it's going to be black wrought iron, which is fine. It looks really nice. So
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Well, this is the time of the year to be buying it too, because they'll be putting it up for the winter. We've got a place down here that's just patio furniture or something that's called like that.
Yeah.
So it might be worth looking around to see
Good idea. Well, I actually just ordered one piece from patio.com.
Yeah.
And it was on sale. So yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
good.
I should probably go ahead and do it now that you mention it, because I was sort of putting it off. As you can imagine, the new patio strained my budget pretty much.
Yeah, but if you wait till next, you wait till the spring when you really got the vibes going, that's when they've got the dollar signs really hitting. If you can kind of find some in the fall and winter time,
Good
that's
idea. Very good idea. Thank you.
Good.
Thank
Hey,
you for the helpful hint. That will get me into motion. And especially because now I have, at first I wasn't really sure what I wanted to buy because I wasn't sure how I wanted to set it up. But now that I've had it for a little while, I've got a better idea of what I want to put in there. So I probably should at least buy what I know I want right now.
Yeah.
Keep adding.
Yeah, because that'll go. it'll be a lot cheaper this time of the year doing it on
Good idea. Very good.
off season to say the least. But I love it. I love it. It looks
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. I'm really happy with it. It was just, the old one was just not good, not aesthetically pleasing, not pretty in any way. It was all sort of a mishmash. So there was a cement patio and there was the willow tree, and around the willow tree was a sort of little wall. And they had shoehorned a pergola, sort of a white pergola thingy in, but it was too big for the space. There was nothing wrong with it in and of itself. It was just way too big for the space.
Right.
And so it looked like jammed in, and I hated everything about it. And then, an ugly sidewalk out to it was just all awful.
Your sidewalk's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yes.
That requires work to do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, huge improvement, I have to say. In fact, I still walk by my kitchen door and do a double take every time I look at it and go, wait, what's going on out there? That's not what it used to look like. So I'm like, wow, it looks so good.
Were your neighbors proud when you were done?
I think my neighbors were hugely relieved because it was very noisy and very dusty. I was hugely relieved because it was very noisy and very dusty. A lot of stone cutting. So that's
yeah.
And they had to use a jackhammer to break up the cement, of course, the old one. So that was no fun. And then they used this thing called a tamping machine, which literally shook my entire house while they were using it. And they used it for about 4 hours straight one day. And I was just like, oh, please stop, please.
I wonder what the man looked like that had been on that.
Oh, I know. And he smiled the whole time. I was like, wow, good for him. The people who worked here were so nice, I have to say. It was a really good crew. They couldn't have been pleasanter. And it was boiling hot. I kept walking out and shoving cold water bottles at them because I thought they were going to die of dehydration. I'm sure they were hugely annoyed with me by the end of the project because this crazy lady keeps coming out and making us drink water,
She thinks she's being nice, but we're drowning.
She's nuts. But I was just afraid they were going to collapse, honestly. So, all righty. Well, so shall we call it a night?
Yes, ma'am. I guess so. I'm gonna go and work on my book. That's
back to writing. Yeah, I got to work on mine too. I have critique group this week, so I need to get some polishing done so I can send them 20 pages to rip to shreds, basically.
Clean it up so you can redo it again.
Right, exactly. But I count on them to rip it to shreds. So they're great. I love my critique group. Don't get me wrong, but they make sure I know where I've done things wrong. So
right, exactly.
All right, Susan. So good talking to you. So good to see
you too. All righty. See you soon.
Bye-bye.